Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Quiver Podcast. We'll be recapping the DLSU's Lady Spikers win over the UP Fighting Maroons in a four-set victory. Today, I am joined by Vic. Say hello, Vic.
Hello and almost happy weekend.
Happy weekend. Brian, say
Almost.
hello.
Tapos na. Hi,
No.
everyone.
Oh, I'm almost done. No?
By the
Almost
time this
done.
is out, it'll be Happy Monday for everyone. By the time this comes out,
Oh, yeah,
so
yep.
so
Correct.
almost happy week. Happy. Looking forward to the next weekend. Eh, And I'm Kiko, but of course we're all happy today because LaSalle won against the UP Fighting Maroons in four sets, bringing us to a 2-2 record. So on today's episodes, guys, on today's episode, we'll be discussing first, looking at the game, what the new things we learned, the things we need to improve on, and next we'll be looking at the current logjam at 2-2 with four teams there. Is this our level? Is it NU and USC? Are they ahead of the pack with everyone else fighting for the 3 and 4 spots? We'll discuss that on today's episode. First to the game, guys. Interesting match today. It's the first time we played Coach Ramil's former assistant coach, Coach Bok Bok, on the storylines of today's game. Interesting though, UP started off 2-0. I'm saying then they go to 2-2. Their last loss, an interesting one to Ateneo. Coach Bok Bok experiment. I don't know if it's right. Is experiment the right word? Try to give experience to some players, and that backfired on him. And took some flack for that. I'm not sure if it was overconfident against Ateneo, but in this game, no experiment there. Put out his best six right away. Brian, what were you a bit nervous about this UP game? What scared you about UP?
Uh, it's I really saw it even before the season started as a banana skin game eh. Kasi we faced them in preseason.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, the lineups in preseason are not the same as the lineups in the UAP. But you see common players there, the core players of both teams. And you know that this UP team is a team that you can't make silly mistakes against it. Kasi hindi na sila yung tulad ng dati na kakalabanin natin sila. Then even if we make 8 to 10 errors per set, we can still manage because the attacks will overcompensate those errors. But as we saw in the set kanina, parang if we make enough mistakes, they will punish us. So for me, the win was if you listen to the previous episode, I said four sets, so I guess I called it right. But I mean, it's not really for me calling it right. Eh. Parang I just really saw the CP game as something that we have to be in good shape.
Potential trap game.
Yes,
Potential trap
potential
game.
trap game. Lalo na if it goes to fifth set kasi 'di ba? Like we are always saying even back to last season. Kahit gaano kayo kagaling experience, errors is a big factor sa volleyball eh. So parang the fifth set is not something you want, especially kapag ikaw yung upper hand but in a shaky position, which we were
Nothing
going
to
into
lose.
this game. Yeah.
It's a different UP team from what we've been seeing the past years. They're really building their program there too, diba? It's not gonna days na makagawa ka ng plano na, oy, mabilis lang 3 sets lang yan. Abot tayo sa 4 o'clock na sine, diba? Hindi na sa mga sa Araneta. Yeah. So, Vic, I think looking at our first three games against diba, NU, Adamson, USC, we saw similar trends today, especially in attack. We've always been harping on we have Angel Giovanna. If a third person sets up, we're in good shape to win that game. And I think it's more same. We saw that again in today's match against UP.
I-add ko yung binanggit nyo kanina na pinag-uusapan nyo. I think pwede pa rin naman magplano ng 3 sets dapat kanina, no? kung kung di lang tayo na dali ng kasi that second set was winnable kanina. So I think we can still we are still capable of doing that na pwede tayo magplano because it will be a 3 straight sets win as what we've seen kanina. So I think yung ano naman natin is that there are still inconsistencies. So binanggit nga din naman ni Brian kanina eh. Kalaban natin talaga this season so far yung errors natin. If we
That's why we
if
lost
we
the second
don't
set eh.
Yep.
Tayo.
Taas yun. I
24-24
think,
natalo tayo.
yep. Ano yun eh. We committed 9 errors on that second set alone. So, yun talaga. So, if we clean that up, Brian has been mentioning this for the past 4 games natin na kung very minimal to none yung ating errors, we are unbeatable kasi we can do damage on other parts din if we play our game right, no, kasi baka mamaya sabihin naman sa atin, meron sa ating may magko-comment sa atin na hindi, lahat naman ng teams pag walang error they can win but hindi siya ganoon it's not just about kumbaga every team has its own capabilities, but for us, based on what we're seeing on our team na tawag ito, kumbaga nakaka-score of attacks, in blocking meron din naman, but yun nga, if we try to minimize our errors, it will help us, it will help our cause as well, na we don't give those error points sa kalaban natin. Parang parang
at the very
parang
least,
turnover points
At the very least, Vic, kung example not automatically win, at least we will need to minimize our errors to beat the likes of NU and UST.
Yep.
We don't have the depth and talent to compete with those teams like before, where we can show about 80% and dominate.
Yes.
We need clean games to beat those teams who are playing better volleyball right now, admittedly, in the season. Yeah. Anyway, Vic, you're saying about the attack. You're focusing on always finding the third person. Who was the key third person for you today that showed up?
Sa akin, parang hindi siya, pwede ko sabihin key third person kasi Juliana.
Okay, yeah.
Siya yung naging key third person kasi when she came in for Micol, parang nakuha niya yung timplang sets na hinahanap ni Shevana and ni Angel kanina na yung medyo mataas.
Di nakalapit si UP at that point.
Pati ang ganda kasi kumbaga watching if you saw the game live, pag sinet na ni Juliana ng mataas, and then pag talon pa lang, alam mo na clean hit maganda yung magiging palo So pag during the approach pa lang ni Angel at ni Shevana, medyo makikita mo na uy, okay to. Parang siya.
Nahuli yung single coverage ng UP kanina Natatansya yung sets niya nahuli niya
You felt good na pag set pa lang, parang alam mo na okay to, yari ka, clean.
Kill to.
Kill to. Yun, parang ganun yung ako personally, yun yung feeling ko kanina kada set ni Juliana, parang yari ka, kill na naman to, point na naman to, parang ganun. It was so sobrang pampataas ng kumpiyansa talaga kanina. And I think we can add our blocking. Siya yung naging natin kanina. 13 blocks tayo kanina against UP, which really help our cause kanina.
Yeah. So before we go back to the blocking, I want to go to Bri. For on our setting, is one of the biggest question marks we see at every episode now this season. We will need our setting for our attack to click. And he said, past few games, Micol, the rookie, might be the answer for us. Now, here comes Juliana stepping up, and like Vic said, was crucial in getting to today's win against UP. So, how do you see this, Bri? Is it a question of, do we have a question at setters that we don't know it'll be Juliana, it'll be Micol being our go-to? Or is it a question of, or is it more of a situation of it's another magic bunot from Ramil, certain situations? I have another setter to turn to in certain game situations. How do you see it?
It's a good question to be a part of us in. Tingin ko, it's good that Coach Ramil has two different kinds of setters, at least with the we see. Like, Micol is a different type of setter to Juliana. And kailangan malaman ni Coach Ramil siguro how to utilize both of them. Kasi syempre, if Micol is the main setter, at least by the way she's starting games, the opponents will pick up on her lang. Parang kailangan niya then gulatin or biglain yung preparation ng kalaban by putting in Juliana. And maybe we see in some other games, si Juliana naman yung mabigyan ng reins to start. And then Micol will read the game and will adjust when she is brought on. So I guess it's a good problem for Coach Ramil to have kasi the upcoming games, magkakaroon din siya ng way to give confidence to both of them Kasi syempre, diba, Nicole is a rookie. Parang ito na yung highest experience niya of volleyball. And then si Juliana,
with experience there, yep.
Yeah, may experience na siya sa UAP but not as the main setter pa So parang nakikita ko now, wala pang definitive number one setter but that's good kasi alam mo, parang if I'm gonna make a comparison to another sport, it's like having equal drivers sa F1. Parang ganyan. Wala kang principal. Pero wala, malapit na mag-start F1 To our fans.
Next week start na siya.
So parang ganon siguro siya. Parang maybe may initial na papaboran but it doesn't mean na lock na siya. And that's a good problem for Coach Romel kasi yun nga, pwedeng on a given day, maybe Micola's better setting than Juliana or her setting is more efficient to counter the opponent's defense. Maybe sa ibang games naman, si Juliana. And then yung timing din, like pwedeng mag-start yung isa and then the other one will set the adjustments that the coaching staff has in mind. Parang ganun siguro nababasa ko dyan.
Yeah. And so right now going back to blocking, Vic, the F1 team, if we want to try to survive this season and get that championship, our blocking, we were being nostalgic earlier after that UC loss na. Sabi mo, miss ko yung dominant yung blocking natin
Oo
In F1 ko yung blocking natin nasa Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes level. Now, I'm not sure, more mid-table. Hindi man siya Haas.
Mga Alpine.
Hindi man siya Alpine.
Hindi naman. Grabe.
Hindi naman. But
hindi yung Alpine. Alpine Grabe yun.
Ferrari pa rin naman. Yung recent Ferrari.
Oo, ako rin Ako rin naman. Oo, Ferrari pwede.
Yung, alam mong may makina, pero not quite there yet. But
correct.
How crucial will blocking play? Because you were saying before, there were years na yung floor defense natin was not as top in the league. But that was covered up by our strength at the net yung blocking natin. Can cover lots of holes there for floor defense. So far from this season, 4 games in, what have you seen there so far blocking? Is it something that gives you confidence? Or nostalgic ka pa rin na, okay nung araw na tangkad naman natin and no issue there?
Yun nga, happy ako na nakita ko siya ulit kanina. So,
13 blocks, right? You said 13 blocks earlier.
Yep. So I'm hoping na magtuloy-tuloy siya as the season progresses kasi ang laking bagay talaga kasi yung championship years natin, we've been really known as a very, very good blocking team. It really nakakasira ng kumpiyansa ng mga kalaban natin if you can't put your attacks over those blocks, if you don't know how to, parang kicks parang no 4-feet run natin, yan yung nightmare press
Yep,
yung
that was the go-to.
Yung blocking natin, yung version ng nightmare press na
yung signature calling card natin. Diba?
Yes, yan yung pinaghahandaan ng mga kalaban natin pero hindi nila ma-solve. So,
exactly. Good point.
Sobrang happy ako that we've seen it earlier today and yun, sana talaga magtuloy-tuloy kasi we will really need it. If we are to move and reach greater heights pa this season, sana talaga. We really, really need to see our blocking back.
All right. And one of the biggest stories today was really Angel really led the way for our attack today. Unfortunately, she was injured in that fourth set. Fortunately, we didn't need her. We were able to see the game out. Brian, what do you make of Angel's performance in this game? What do you think was the key for her, putting up the numbers she did?
I think she didn't want to lose again. I mean, we all see clips that people are being overreacting.
May angas siya kanina There were some stare downs there. There was alam mo, she medyo motivated si Angel in this game You could see it.
Yeah. Sabi nga dun sa isang press, parang courtside report ni Patrice, parang her teammates jokingly call her anger daw. So, I guess I guess it comes from, yun nga, I mean, she came into this program full of promise, ang taas ng expectation sa kanya, and I guess because of the parang the way last year ended and the way the season started, siguro the pressure has been getting to her head. Of course, you can only deal with pressure two ways. It's either you fold or you rise
Or you fight.
above it. So I think it's encouraging to see her really make the most of her chances. And parang feeling ko kung umabot yun ng 5 sets kanina, she was just going to take over din naman. So buti hindi kasi at least diba, we didn't need the drama. But of course, I like the initiative from her kasi I think bumigat yung responsibility niya this season because she's named the captain. Unlike before na she doesn't have to shoulder that side of the game. She's just focused on what her team needs from her, which is mostly the scoring and the productivity on offense. Pati yung defensive, obviously, she's a national team caliber player, so all around naman yung game niya. But yun nga, ditong season na to, hindi lang yung game niya yung masusubukan yung character niya, yung responsibility with the team. So it was really nice for her to balance it by still being productive. Kasi yun nga, sometimes it's difficult to assume. May mga players na magaling silang players but pag nabibigyan sila ng leadership assignments, maybe nawawala or nababawasan yung productivity nila because they also have to look after the other players. So I guess for her to at least find her feet this early already surpassing two tests, NU and UST. Yes, the results weren't there in those games, but at least in the UST game, we saw that she was willing to ride it throughout the season. And actually, it's only gonna go up from here, I think. We believe as long as she's available, we believe for that.
Angel, as you know, despite all her talent, despite all she's accomplished so far in the UAP, she isn't the finished product, diba? Whether it's her volleyball playing her volleyball playing game or her leadership on the court to her teammates, being that ate, being that anger, that's something we'll see to continue and grow throughout this season. So anger, inside out to Brian, no? From inside out.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're gonna put out a question for our listeners. If we were, who are the inside out characters on the team? If you think sino si Sadness, sino si Joy, sino anger. We're gonna put that one. We're gonna put that out. So yeah, we'll try that one. Let's see if they can match it up. Okay, so that's it. That was a good win. These are the games we were expected to win against UP, and we were able to do that. So we're now at 2-2. Some of us predicted this record. But before we go to our next slide, before we discuss what these stands imply, can it visit us on our season? First, I'd like to thank our podcast sponsors, Sabi Skincare for fresher, rejuvenated skin. Turn to Sabi Skincare. And speaking of Angel kanino, wanna play like Angel, use Sabi Skincare, diba? And next, of course, we're almost at our 1,000 subscribers mark. Subscribe to the Quiver YouTube page, and you'll have a chance to win Ibarra Green Watch. But also, they have this beautiful Ibarra Trofeo White Watch. Check it out on their Instagram or at the DLSU alumni office. Really nice, really sleek. Check that out. And finally, guys, let me go to our Blue Fire LPG hot take of the day. Blue Fire, of course, the only blue that's right for you. Check them out on social media for all your franchise, canteen, cafeteria needs. Blue Fire LPG. So for our hot take, guys, Logjam at 2-2. We have NU, UST. Then here I have likes of FEU, LaSalle, UP's there. Does this for today's Blue Fire topic? Does this imply how the season will look like for you at this early stage? We've played NU, played UST. Are you the top two, and it's everybody else with maybe Ateneo as a outsider in that going to that Final Four? Does this show that this is the level we are at currently at LaSalle for this season? Vic, why don't you start?
Kasi maaga pa naman talaga eh.
Yeah.
And as we all recall nung mga pre-season predictions natin, ako personally, prediction ko at the end of the first round is 4-3. We'll still be trying to look to, parang hahanapin pa natin kung ano yung form talaga natin moving forward. And I think dun sa question na sining angat, I'd still go na NU yung angat and then it's still the rest after that. Because take note, we should have won that game against UST. dapat
It was there.
3-1
It's there
tayo
for the
ngayon,
taking.
'di ba? So I would say hindi sobrang layo yung gap ni Panto UST. So it's still NU and the rest of the teams, and yun, we are still trying to find our form. I think I've been reading feedback na on our 4 games na parang yun nga, hinahanap pa natin yung kombinasyon talaga na
Tamang timpla.
pupuntahan natin, 'di ba? So I think that's fine. So I think agree that we are on that level at this point of the season after 4 games na yes, we're there, we are winning games, but we always keep in mind na sino-sino ba dapat yung talagang fighting 6 talaga natin or 7 with Pato Libero. Sino yung combinations talaga na pwede nating puntahan as the season as the season goes by. So, yun yung natin.
Yeah. How about you, Bri? You think this so far being a 2 is a good reflection of where we are as a team currently?
I think parang hindi the reverse of flattering. I'm struggling to find the word right. Parang it's making us look worse than we are compared to sa apat na in the lockdown. I think it's flattering.
Kasi we played NUUST already,
exactly.
First part. Naharap yung schedule natin eh.
Yeah, and exactly at the same time, UP hasn't played both of them pa. So parang to say that LaSalle and UP they look the same now in the standings at 2-2, but they will still have tougher tests ahead. Whereas sa atin, I mean, relatively speaking, it's an easier set now. It's those teams that they already faced, and then sila kakalabanan pa nila yung mga hindi pa natin, mga nakalaban na natin. So we will see after round 1. Kasi doon naman maganda sabihin, but that's what I want to say lang. Maybe tama si Vic, UST should be in the same level as LaSalle, given how the game panned out. And then maybe I would put UP and Ateneo and maybe Adamson. Siguro if let's put it this way. NU, obviously they have a gap. Then maybe UST, LaSalle, FEU ang magkakasama. But if one of those would slip, kasi in those among those 3 teams, FEU, LaSalle, UST, dalawa dyan maybe can battle for the 2 and 3. And then the worst of the 3 will have to deal with the Adamson, UP, and Ateneo, who, if given the chance, can really make it hard for that number 14. So parang ganun ko siya nakikita at this point. And then UE, sadly, number 8, but then as they showed against UST, if magkamali ka ng gising against them, maybe...
you can never know.
Yeah.
You'll never know. Then, Vic, so far, where we're at, we've won the games we were expected to win. We've lost the games that some people say could have lost. NU and UST. In terms of what you've seen from the other teams so far, do you think it's NU will be running away with the field this season from what you've seen, or there's a chance that they could get in a mix with one of the teams with us or maybe UST or even FEU?
I think so far after 4 games I think na banggit ko naman na to sa inyo, there's para sa akin I think there's a chance na mag-sweep si NU ng elimination round. But I think that's fine for as long as kasi ibang usapan naman talaga pagdating din sa playoffs and pato moving forward hanggang final. So ayun yung sa akin. I think NU can go for a sweep this season kasi I don't see, apart from syempre it's I trust our own, so apart from us na pwedeng maka-match. Di ba? I mean apart from us na pwedeng makatalo, di ba? So I really don't see any team na pwedeng sa kanila. That familiarity is challenging to beat. Parang yung mga team siya ni Baldwin sa Ateneo mga past years na they really rely on familiarity amongst each other. So ang andaling saksakan ng sistema, similar to what Coach Sherwin is doing now na magkakakilala na yung core niya, it's just easy to mag-self-pack siya kung anong klaseng sistema yung he wants to implement.
And refresh me on the rules, Vic. Pag sweep, ano ba? It's
step ladder.
Straight step ladder, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
And straight, no twice to beat for the 2 and 3. For number 2, so it's a straight playoff.
Dati ang number 2 may twice to beat pa, but now wala na.
Now it's a straight knockout.
Yes.
Ang advantage ng number 2 is at least one step lang siya kaysa sa 3 and 4.
Waiting na lang siya. Waiting na lang siya. That's true. How about you, Bri? Do you think it's really, if Vic focused on NU there, do you think in terms of USD being pulled into that Final Four race, do you think what you see from USD so far?
Well, they lost
you can compete with?
They lost to FU. So if we beat FU, we'll form that triangle, diba, na we beat FU beat USD, USD beat LaSalle. And that's what I will say nga kanina na tayong tatlo yung parang magkakadikit. And we can actually see that with Ateneo beating UP and then maybe UP potentially beating Adamson. They haven't faced yet. Then Adamson already beat Ateneo, so that can also happen there.
Do you see it, Brian, we're expected to win all of our games till the next big test, and is the FEU game? Or kinakabahan kasi sa Ateneo ng konti?
Well, I think if Ateneo gets a set, may kakabahan talaga. Remember the Shakey's super game, diba? Parang Ateneo pushed LaSalle to a 5-setter then. So,
gulo na yun. Alam end of the world na.
Parang alam ko merong trophy ata or may banner dun sa Mimo, sa Loyola, sa Blue Eagle Gym, meron na yata nakalagay na.
Naka 5 sets kami.
We push LaSalle to 5 sets.
In the Shakey's village. May ceremony pa yun.
Kidding aside, I think as long as Coach Ramil doesn't pull out reserves starting 6 against Ateneo and even UE, or maybe even if he does, we don't want to see that, and I don't think he would put such a thing. In the entire revamp, maybe 1 or 2 players, as he tends to do sometimes. But to go back to the argument, I think LaSalle, UST, and FEU talaga, they should still be in the same bracket. I think if UST had beaten FEU to start the season, then they would have still been undefeated. Maybe there's the validation of the separation, but even if, sinasabi naman natin kahit ng preview, diba? UST is always a team na parang prepared to beat LaSalle, but they struggle against other teams. Then maybe, yun nga, parang that's their weakness. They know how to play against us, or maybe we don't know how to deal with them.
Play against them.
Yeah, so I still see them there, unless they beat NU, of course, kasi syempre that's another game to look out for in the race. Kasi syempre, aside from LaSalle, the UST fans will say, maybe we have what it takes to beat NU, especially with FEU taking them to 5 sets then, diba? So parang maybe there is that window. We both get 2 tries there, diba? So let's see how they take their assignment against NU. Pero right now, NU is not that far, but there is a clear gap. As in, parang lap, going back to the F1 reference, parang yan yung Max Verstappen 1 lap ahead. So far.
Yes, correct.
We're gonna keep this guy going. And then parang Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton yun of the recent
parang sino yung number 2?
Malay mo, kumbaga, leading sila ngayon ng 1 lap, biglang masiraan.
Or safety car.
Safety car.
TV, bigla.
Safety car. Yari ka.
The plot twist.
Diba?
Okay. All right. That's it, guys, for today's episode. Thanks for listening. But watch out on Wednesday. We'll be previewing the UE game. We'll be also talking about other happenings around LaSalle sports. First, Raven from the men's basketball team announced he'll be moving to the MPBL. That's one other big man down. So we'll be talking about that on the Wednesday's episode. Stay tuned for that. Also, we also had some good results today, Brian. There's a baseball and softball being taken at Ateneo and those sports. Always a good day. And so it's a
Tennis, unfortunately, couldn't get a win today, but we keep supporting them. Both of the games, magkalapit lang. It's in Rizal.
Yeah.
So actually, from LaSalle, it's just walking distance. So support them as well when you can.
Those Ateneo LaSalle baseball, softball games, always interesting matchups. you could see the ito yung black white collar crowd kung sabihin na
Classic. Parang
classic.
Siya, classic. Lasal Ateneo classic.
Kaya classic eh. Kaya mo nang may caviar, may champagne.
Kaso, pero
so,
may issue tayo sa friends natin from Katipunan dun sa softball kasi 3 innings lang tinagal eh. So kung natagalan sila sa parking, wala, uwi na.
Lugi sila. Hindi sulit bayad.
I want to clarify, it's not a case of nahirapan sa parking. Mahirap lang sila mag-park yung mga tenista. Hindi sa
hirap na nga sila mag-park. And then pag the moment na naka-park sila, ay, tapos na. Uwi na tayo.
Tapos na. Isang sayang.
3 innings lang eh.
The mercy rule. But yeah, good result for LaSalle sports across all, nearly across all sports. But we'll see how the rest of the teams
develop.
Well,
the men's team pala, no? Let's just mention it.
The men's team.
Also 4 sets.
Came back from a set down, lost that first set to
Nagpahiyang lang. Nagpahiyang.
Yeah, that's a good game to watch. Saw that earlier as well. So guys, thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube, Quiver and YouTube for continued coverage of the UAP volleyball season and other sports. We'll be also having, regular guests here. Some of you guys may be guests here too one day. Who knows? So we'll see, guys.
Diba?
Yeah, thank you for
you want
definitely to comment. Yeah. Thank you to Perty for guesting last night and getting great insights. So he'll have other guests in the next episodes. Brock Purdy, in other terms.
Brock Purdy.
So thanks guys for listening. 2 and 2.
Desmond.
Desmond 2-2. So 25%. We're 1/4 done through the regular season. Ganun lang kabilis. Let's see how the rest of the first round plays out. Let us know your thoughts in the comments about where you think LaSalle volleyball is. If you think you're ready to compete, do you think like the improvements we're showing, or what do we need to do to get better? So, Rick, Brian, thank you for today's episode. And as we always say,
Animo LaSalle.
Top si Brian.
Meron ng whiteboard. May whiteboard ka